Holy crap. What a headline. Ringleader of global monkey torture network, the Torture King, is his online name, has been charged. If you want an idea of what the guy looks like, here's an image of him. This guy was one of the ringleaders of a global monkey torture video distribution network. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, and I predicted the fuck out of this. If you have watched me for a while, you know that I predicted the ever-living fuck out of this. I have talked about, for years now, the insanely ignored by YouTube, disgusting community of monkey torture on YouTube. There is a bizarre corner of the internet that is inhabited by two types of people. And that corner of the internet is primarily fixated on torturing baby monkeys. There have been YouTubers covering this problem on the website for a long time, and YouTube has ignored the problem for a very long time. And for a while, you would just see, like, here's a cute video of a baby monkey, like a guy, like, bottle feeding a baby monkey that's his pet. And, like, if you sort by newest comments, every other comment is an in-detail paragraph from someone about how they want to torture and kill the baby monkey. Now, something you'll notice about those comments is they tend to fall into one of two categories. Either A, extremely broken English, or B, constant anti-black racial slurs used in their screed about how they want to murder baby monkeys. And so, very quickly, within the group of people that knew about this problem, there became a recognition of a clear sort of demographic breakup of this monkey torture community online. On one end, you've got people primarily from South America and Southeast Asia, where monkeys are a pest animal. Like, if you've ever been to, I think it's Indonesia, there are some pretty substantially large cities where monkeys are rabies-carrying bite disease vectors, and they ruin businesses, they ruin vehicles, property, they hurt people, they bite children and give them rabies, requiring rabies shots, and sometimes they aren't able to get help. So there are many places which are, in the last recent 5 or so years, they're kind of seeing this wave of people getting on the internet, and they have a relationship with monkeys that is not too different from a relationship that a New Yorker would have with rats, right? Which is very much like, fuck rats, I want to kill them, I want to stomp them, which is awful if you're, say, a rat pet owner, like you have a pet rat that's like a domesticated rat, you find that awful, but a New Yorker, they want to kill your pet, right? Similar situation with monkeys when it comes to a lot of countries, like from India to a lot of Southeast Asia, etc., where they're considered a pest animal. On the other end of things, you've got Americans, Canadians, and Europeans who are white, who I don't know where the psychological thing comes from, but much like this guy, they seem to find some sort of racial concordance between baby monkeys and black people and find the torturing of said animals to be like some racist fantasy fulfillment. I mean, are we going to pretend like racism is not a factor in what this guy is doing? Like, are we going to pretend like this guy is not a fucking racist, you know? And it seems like that's the mix of the two groups online. People who are very much not white supremacists, and people who are white supremacist, mentally ill weirdos who like to watch animals get tortured and, like, traffic in videos of it. So, let's sort of find out the entire scoop. I remember saying, please, God, if you guys want to get, like, a clip of me predicting the future again, find the clip where I say, I bet those monkey torture video, like, communities on YouTube are run by Nazi accounts. Every time I'm like, crypto scam, bet it's run by Nazis. Like, the fucking Willy Wonka scam, the guy who ran it, alt-right troll dude. Fucking hilarious. He's done multiple crypto scams in the past, and he's a right-wing troll dude. Every time, people who engage in this type of behavior, when you find out their politics, people who behave in this type of behavior people who behave like this don't tend to have the best politics, just generally. A ringleader, not the ringleader, a ringleader in a global monkey torture network exposed by the BBC has been charged by U.S. federal prosecutors. Michael McCartney, 50 years old, who went by the alias The Torture King, was charged in Virginia with conspiracy to create and distribute animal-crushing videos. Mr. McCartney, who was one of the 3 key distributors identified by the BBC I-Team during a year-long investigation into the sadistic monkey torture groups, 2 women have been charged in the UK following the investigation as well. Mr. McCartney, a former motorcycle gang member who previously spent time in prison, ran several chat groups for monkey torture enthusiasts from around the world on the encrypted message app Telegram. The groups were used to share ideas for custom-made torture videos, such as setting live monkeys on fire, injuring them with tools, and even putting one in a blender. The ideas were then sent, along with payments, to video makers in Indonesia, who carried them out, sometimes killing the baby long-tailed macaque monkeys in the process. Usually the videos are sourced out of Southeast Asia, and then they are distributed out to, like, Americans who want to see monkeys get tortured. According to charging documents, Mr. McCartney, who lives in the U.S. state of Virginia, is accused by prosecutors of collecting funds from his chat groups and distributing videos depicting the torture, murder, and sexually sadistic mutilation of animals, specifically juvenile and adult monkeys. Mr. McCartney has cooperated with investigators from the Department of Homeland Security and agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy charges. He will formally make a plea later this month and is facing up to 5 years in prison. Just 5. Up to 5, so a maximum of 5 years in prison. Very unlikely he'll get that maximum. He'll probably get like 2 years. Speaking to the BBC Investigations team last year, Mr. McCartney confessed to his role in the torture network, describing himself as the king of this demented world. Quote, "I am the man," he said. Quote, "You want to see monkeys get messed up? I could bring it to you." Mr. McCartney also described the moment he joined his first Telegram monkey group. Quote, "They had a poll set up," he said. "Do you want a hammer involved? Do you want pliers involved? Or do you want a screwdriver?" The resulting videos were, quote, "the most grotesque thing I have ever seen," Mr. McCartney said, and yet he went on to become a key player in the monkey torture groups. What a puke-worthy quote. Yeah, these people say this shit with a grin on their faces, too. I need you to understand that. Like, this is the type of mind that like gravitates towards this like far-right ideology into your 50s. It's why the baby boomer conservatives are so awful. It's because to get that old and still be so vile of a human and have learned nothing requires you to value being a bad person as a virtue, like this guy does. The BBC understands that more charges are expected to follow soon for other key players in the monkey torture network. At least 20 people were placed under investigation last year globally following the BBC's investigation. 3 participants have already been charged in the US, including Mr. McCartney. 2 torturers were arrested and jailed in Indonesia, and 3 women have been arrested in the UK, 2 of whom have been charged. Holly Legresley, 37, of Kidderminster, and Adriana Orme, 55, of Upton upon Severn, I guess that's some British-ass place, were charged last month with publishing an obscene article and causing unnecessary suffering to a protected animal. Miss Legresley and Miss Orme were high-profile members of the online torture groups. Miss Legresley, who went by the screen name The Immolator. I want these people facing a wall, by the way. I want to make it very clear. My rehabilitative justice principles just went out the window for these people. Was a moderator in a group run by Mr. McCartney and was involved in commissioning some of the most extreme videos. In the US, 2 others have been charged with the same counts as Mr. McCartney. David Christopher Noble, 48, a former U.S. Air Force officer who was previously court-martialed and dismissed from the military. That means he was probably mentally unwell. And Nicole Devilbiss, 35, who are both facing up to 5 years in prison. It's so sad that, like, there can be like countless DMs of people talking about how they want to sadistically torture animals, and it's like, maximum's 5 years. Maximum's 5 years. Sorry. You know, these people are clearly dangerous and a massive problem, but maximum's 5 years, up to 5 years. That's the maximum. Nicole Devil? Yeah, her last name is literally Devil. Nicole Devilbiss. Almost Devil Piss, frankly. Like, you know, we might as well just call her Nicole Devil Piss. Yeah, this is pretty fucking awful. There was a video that interviewed some of the people in the torture network and, like, showed them speaking. They, like, gleefully talk about what they've done. It's really disgusting. I need you guys to see what these people are like how truly evil they are. You have to understand that when we're dealing with, like, crazy, insane, far-right people, the types of people that we're, like, dealing with are... The craziest of the crazy are these people, right? And even crazier. So know that, like, the worst representatives of right-wing politics are out there, and they are this fucked up. Okay, here's a video that breaks down the massive problem on YouTube.
This is my favorite place in LA because I can come here to see the monkeys. Videos.
During the pandemic, Lucy was spending a lot of time on YouTube.
How I came across it was watching this gorilla family and the chimpanzees at the zoo.
Aw.
All of a sudden, pet monkeys started coming up in the feed. Once I clicked on that, that's when the other videos started popping up in my feed. The more abusive type of videos.
This was one of the first videos Lucy came across. It's very disturbing, so we'll only show you the beginning.
Yeah, we're not watching the rest of this, but yeah, like, you can get an idea of how, like, it's on YouTube. We really need to talk about the fact that YouTube is, like, an actual demonic company at this point. The amount of, like, suppression and hardcore, like, false striking, demonetization, etc. they've done to left-wing, like, creators, like, specifically. For example, Dylan Burns had to jump ship and make a whole new YouTube channel to continue being monetized due to a constantly upheld false demonetization claiming he supports terrorism. Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro recently told a story on his show about how he had a personal line over phone with Susan Wojcicki, the last CEO of YouTube, and when Steven Crowder got banned for that minstrel show bit he did with the, like, where he put in buck teeth and wore the straw hat and the glasses and stuff, when he did that minstrel show bit that just got him demonetized, like the biggest slap on the wrist ever, Ben called Susan and had her personally remonetize him. So I need you to understand that YouTube will strike you if you bring attention to this type of stuff. I have gotten countless strikes for daring to cover massive anti-vax content on YouTube, and I would not be surprised if smaller content creators that dare to cover this problem get punished by YouTube for it too. Because the last thing YouTube needs is for people to be knowing about this problem that they've neglected. The fact is, YouTube doesn't have the resources to solve these problems, the false striking or the not striking of this stuff, and so they've decided that if they can't fully deal with the problem, they won't even try. And so unless you're just very overtly, virally posting shit that they gets too much attention, they have to take it down, they don't really care as long as you're making them money. And that's why there is a whole community of monkey torture videos that exist on YouTube. Hell, look on YouTube right now. Open up YouTube in a new tab and look up nude yoga and see what comes up. YouTube does not care about any of the principles or policies that they claim to uphold. Those are only there to make advertisers, the media, and the public happy with the company, to make them believe the company has principles and that the company has standards. In practice, it does not. In fact, trying to call out the company for not upholding those standards is what will get you punished. Which is why it's honestly kind of frightening even covering this topic, because I'm afraid my channel is going to get striked off of YouTube just for talking about this problem that has been persistently monetized on YouTube for half a decade now at least. It's really just a shameless-ass platform. I really hope YouTube and Google are forced to pay enormous, like, earth-shattering fines in the future because of the evil they have allowed to fester on their platforms, all the while punishing those that call it out. Like, the platform could really do with a massive hit of karma. Regardless, if you enjoyed this video, please, please, please consider dropping a like. It really does help the channel, my streams, my videos, etc. a whole lot. And of course, you know, if you want to support the channel in other ways, you can donate, subscribe, or gift a sub. You can subscribe and ring the bell icon to turn on all notifications so YouTube tells you when I go live or upload a new video. And you can also support me by, you know, going down the description and joining my fan Discord or donating through the other donate links. Regardless of how you support me, though, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it.